It's all delusional stuff. And worse still, you are now so fearful of public opinion, you know that you're losing the argument, that you've sunk to abuse. I've had Mr. Watson saying that I behaved like an English football hooligan, when all I did was to gently point out that Commissioner Barrot is a convicted embezzler. None of this surprises me, because what this euro is all about, it's about a political class imposing its will upon the peoples of Europe. Remember, only 2 countries had a referendum on the euro, Denmark and Sweden, and both of them said no. What kind of a parliament is this? If you believed in democracy, you would not just bulldoze aside those 3 referendum results. What you've done with this euro is you have trapped people in an economic prison. You've trapped people in a Volkerkerk, was the very point of the speech I made this morning. This is not a level playing field in the European Union. It's as if you're pro-treaty, you're the good guys, and if you're opposed to the treaty, you're the bad guys. That, to me, is not very democratic. Thousands of young people out on the streets demonstrating, demanding their government does something, demanding their government cuts rates, demanding their government devalues. But the Greek government is stuck inside the euro straitjacket. Another one of the members that you called to appear before the headmaster's study, an Austrian member, was actually in Frankfurt on the day, so he must have one hell of a voice, mustn't he? I don't care about your opinions, is what Danny Cohn-Bendit said to Angela Merkel in a letter to talk about the proposal to use different terminology without changing the legal substance. And I suppose, much like those days, we've been treated this morning to a succession of unelected, ageing bureaucrats telling us what a great success the whole thing's been. And yet, before the official result was out, there was Mr. Barroso holding a press conference in Brussels, looking as shifty and as dishonest as anybody I've ever seen. I'm told, though, I shouldn't worry, because the flag and the anthem had been dropped. Well, pull the other one. There's a great big flag at the front there. Danny the libertarian, who is now the authoritarian. The man who has turned into everything he said he was opposed to 40 years ago. And this is the face, President Sarkozy, of this European Union. I mean, it's Alice through the looking glass stuff. And I asked, why only 13? There were about 80 of us involved in these so-called disturbances. In fact, you named me yourself in the Conference of Presidents as being one of the causes of the trouble. So why am I not being punished? I'm Spartacus. Brian Crowley said to President Klaus that the Irish wish for the Lisbon Treaty. Well, I'm sorry, old son, but they said no. It's your plan to act like a bulldozer, just to sweep aside the French referendum result. An insult to democracy. A pack of lies are being told. Frankly, it was a disgusting display. So this is a union that despises democracy. And it's likely that a former convicted fraudster will, after today, be the Justice Commissioner for the European Union. It's a union that behaves like a thug and a bully. And when Mr. Cohn-Bendit put the European flag on President Klaus's desk and told him to fly it from the castle, he could just as well have been a German official from 70 years ago or a Soviet official from 20 years ago. And you may be complacent today, but you are increasingly being held in contempt. Because what we've got here is a union that treats democracy with contempt. I hope in the next 4 weeks in this campaign the voters of Europe can see the real face of this project. You are nationalistic, you are bullying, you are threatening, you are anti-democratic, you're a complete shower.